every week we have to come and inspect and monitor the progress being done by the contractor. And I'm very delighted to say that as of now, it's been confirmed to me, and I've seen the numbers. It is actually 75% complete. All the piling has been done, 100%. And now what they're doing is actually putting the beams, which is basically the bridge. And this will be finished by mid-December. So that by Christmas, we can actually open up the entire old way. And not just opening the old way, but also restoring and enhancing the old way, the old road. Because you've seen in some cases, it's been damaged because of the heavy equipment which they're having. So we are going to widen it, we are going to restore it, and even enhance to make sure it's much smoother than it was before. So we are very happy with the progress. That's why we are here very early Sunday morning. The contractor is working 24/7. If you came here by 6, there are workers already. You've seen security is here, basically guarding those who are working at night. And also making sure that as we do the main trunk, even the interchanges are done as well. You've seen all the way from Westlands, Museum Way, here where we are, Capital Center. It's all being done to make sure that indeed this road is delivered within the time they are promised. And I would like to thank Kenyans, because I know especially the people who have been using this road, they have had pain. I myself, coming from the airport, I've seen the pain. Like that time in September, when one day people actually slept on this road. And because of that, we decided that we shall be monitoring on a weekly basis the progress to avoid recurrence of what happened in September. And since then, as you can see down there, most of the sections now have been opened up, all the way from museum coming towards the airport. And this is what we want, that as we do the finishing, Kenyans can go back to where they were before. Additionally, we also want to make it green. Already you've seen some places they're starting to plant flowers. We don't want it to be another concrete corridor. We want it to be green. Flowers, grass will be planted all over the place, so that by looking at the expressway, you feel nice about it. And that's the whole purpose of having this very, very wonderful piece of investment.
You said the public.
Actually, well, the actual corridor, the actual express will not be open until February, March next year.
Yes.
When I said opening, it's about the old road, where we have restored and widened the old road to make sure that we go back to normal where we were before. But in terms of this new corridor, the new road itself, we anticipate it to be open for March next year. After we do the main piece of infrastructure, we do the supporting infrastructure like the lighting and the tolling stations. Then from there, we'll do the testing from March and April next year. And then come end of April, you can all now drive on this way.
Yeah. From
Rorongo all the way to James Gishoro. It's actually about 27 kilometers. It will be taking you about 20 minutes. And so this is very important. Like I said before, this road also connects other major pieces of infrastructure like Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. So that if you're going to the airport, you can actually just take a few minutes from CBD. It's also connecting the SGR, because SGR, as you get to Syokimau, then you can take the SGR from there. And then, in terms of our diplomatic status, it will enhance Nairobi status as the only capital city with a UN headquarters in the global south. That is important, because there have been politics about moving UNEP from the city of Nairobi. By doing this major piece of highway, you can see now connecting to the UN. You drive from the airport all the way to James Gishoro. We've done a link road from there to Red Hill. And then if you're Red Hill, you're in Gigiri, the UN. That makes it a lot easier for diplomats, even God forbid in terms of emergencies, to be able to be evacuated all the way to the airport. And then we're also doing, let me say this, we're also dwelling the Eastern Bypass. In fact, a contractor has already been awarded that project. They are mobilizing right now, so that if you don't want to come this way to the CBD, you can now use Eastern Bypass to be dualed, finished within 1 year, to go all the way to Roiro. When you get to Roiro, then you can now take the Northern Bypass, which goes all the way to Ruaka. And then if you want to go to Rift Valley, from Ruaka, you can go all the way to Gitaro, which is actually on the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. So you can see Nairobi now have a very circular. From where we are now, you can also use the Southern Bypass, which goes all the way to Kikuyu, which is dual as well. So Nairobi will be different, and we want to leave office when Nairobi is looking very, very different. That is our goal as we do all these investments, to make sure Nairobi will be a place where people can come and do conferencing, which will enhance our tourism status. This is what a modern city should look like. And I can tell you, by March next year, it will be very different from what it was before.
Okay, my last question.
Yes, like I said, as we are doing the greening of the road itself, we shall now do the planting. As you can see now, if they plant the trees and the works are ongoing, then it will be a bit difficult for the trees to grow up properly. They will be damaged. But it is within the contract, it is within the instructions given to the contractor, that the trees which have been cut, they will actually plant a lot more. Even when we are starting, alongside the greening, which will help in terms of the entire outlook of the city. But yes, we shall do a lot more tree planting to restore what was there before and even enhance it much better.
That, or it's only grass which you're going to be planting?
No, we are doing the grass, the flowers, but also the non-motorized traffic, in terms of walkways, cycling, but also down there we've also made a provision for the bus rapid transit system, BRT. It is part of the infrastructure which is going to be done, so that we don't have even traffic jams down there. We want people to enjoy up here, but also down there as well. So there will be cycling, there will be walkways, there will be BRT as well. And that is part of the infrastructure which has been planned. Coming here, I did inspect the sections which have been opened. If you, for example, if you check this section of Museum Way to University Way, that section was very bad. And what they've done is to put a new layer of tarmac. They have widened what was there before. So that section, part of it is open. If you drive now, like you drove from here, from Nyayo Stadium to where we are, Capital Center, you've seen some sections are actually open, and looks like the old road is already there. So the idea is by mid-December, the entire road down there will be opened. Because like I said, they have done the beams, 100% the beams. The bridge will be completed by mid-December. The piling is 100% completed as of now. What we do not do is to open down when already there are works going up here, because it's not safe. So what we want to do is finish the beams and then open 100% all the way to Morogoro. When we started this construction, we started 8 sections, 8 different sections. And this is what made the works go fairly quickly. Now, in terms of putting the beams, because of the equipment which they have, you cannot start in the middle. So we started both ways, from this side and from Westlands. From Westlands, you know, they've gone all the way beyond University Way. And then from this way, they've gone all the way near the Railway Club, towards Haile Selassie, junction. And very soon, they just want to combine the two. And that's where we are right now. That's why I said, in terms of putting the beams, those should be completed by mid-December. Coming from this side and coming from Westlands, to make sure they meet around this parliament buildings around December. Finished, and then from there now we can open them completely.